My name's Todd Jackson. I'm the manager here at Crowntown Farm in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina, about 45 minutes out of Center City, Charlotte. Kind of got the itch as a child. My parents always kept a large garden, and growing up, I love to make stuff. I love to grow things, build things, share things with other people, and always kind of had this connection over food with friends and people I would meet. And so for years I thought about what it might look like to be a farmer, and always kind of shied away from it in school, just because there's so much risk involved in it. Bad weather, bugs, whatever. But I had a couple opportunities in college to do some internships, places like 100 Gardens, messing around with some applied technology, aquaponics. I got a job at a hydroponic greenhouse for a while, and I just found that, risky or not, this is what I love to do. This is what I love to grow and share with other people. And so, good season or bad season, that's why I'm here. What keeps me in farming? You know, ask me on a given week, I might have a different answer, but sometimes you have a really tough season or a really tough week. It's hot, crops don't germinate right, insects come in despite doing your best to manage them. But when I'm at market or when I'm going out to meet customers for our CSA, having that community aspect where something that I've put so much effort in, and you start with a box of seeds that you can fit in the front seat of your truck, and over the course of a season you're growing 10, 15,000 pounds of produce, and you're having that interaction with your customers where they see the value of what you're growing. This is not just something they can pick up at the grocery store, and they can have real conversations with you about what it's like to grow those things and what the taste and the color and the other differences are. That relationship is what keeps me here and keeps me driving forward through tough weeks. Biggest challenges with starting a new farm is that you have about 10 days worth of stuff to do every week. It's just getting the ground exactly where you need it to be to support your produce, staying on top of the marketing and the sales aspects while you're trying to get your systems in place and understand the nuances of your specific farm, understand like where the drainage problems are going to be, what kind of insects or pests like raccoons, deer, sometimes people's dogs or cats that are nearby are going to be an issue for your farm specifically, and the things that aren't. It's the unknowns is the biggest thing. There's so much to take into account when you're not only trying to keep things alive but also start a small business, that you just kind of have to give yourself a little bit of forgiveness when things don't all get done on schedule or don't get done first the right way. Try not to bite off more than you can chew, and then roll with the punches. And if you can learn from your mistakes, you're going to be okay. We are very fortunate here at Crowntown Farm that we're connected to an existing business in Crowntown Compost and Crowntown Landscaping, in that not only do we have a business that can support some of our initial costs as far as like greenhouses and structural, but that when we do get way behind, we have other leaders and other employees that are willing to hop in and be a volunteer for a day or two's project, as well as just the goodwill and the community they've built up in their businesses. There are people that want us to succeed and are willing to seek out and find us where we would have to chase them down a little bit harder if we were starting from scratch. So we definitely recognize that we are kind of starting halfway through the race for a lot compared to a lot of farms that are truly starting from scratch, and we do our best to not take that for granted. Sort of the mission of the farm is in combination with Crowntown Compost and Crowntown Landscaping. We want to be able to close some of the carbon cycles that are in our communities. So with Crowntown Compost, we take their food scraps and we produce that into a living compost that goes partially back to the community, but part of that's also used here at the farm to grow our produce, which we can now bring to market, and those same customers, and when they're done with it, we'll pick up their food scraps and begin the cycle again. And that is in itself a worthy goal, but it's more symbolic of what we want this farm to be, which is the center of a community that feeds itself, that comes together and is part of a community that allows us to, by giving back to each other, we get more than we give. It builds on itself, and just like the seeds we put in the field, it's producing more fruit than just what those seeds came from. It's a multiplication when we give back to the community and build each other up, rather than just an economic plus and minus and give and take. We're trying to build up and grow. Every farm's unique. So we're not the only small farm around Charlotte. There are some that are smaller than us. There are some that are 10, 20 times our size. And they're very good farmers at each of those places. And they grow very good produce. We're not necessarily trying to reinvent the wheel here. This is a beautiful piece of property. This is a worthy mission to try to combine composting and farming as one whole ecosystem. But at the end of the day, if there's anything that makes us unique, it's simply the place we're in and the individual community members that we get to support for the markets that we're going to. We don't have to have anything that makes us one of a kind. The important thing is we're meeting a need where it is. And in that, I think that makes us better than if we were just trying to be special.